Whilst researching the task of my coursework, I found that all of the short films that I had analysed had an underlying meaning of the storyline that they had shown. This I found the hardest getting my head around, due to the fact that I wasn't sure on how I would do this. I wanted to conform to these conventions of short films, as I believe that this is why people watch them, to use brain power to understand the short but powerful meaning. On the other hand, I didn't want a basic short film linear narrative. I believe that this is seen too often, and I struggled to find a non-linear narrative short film to analyse. To aid my decision on the non-linear narrative that subverts away from the conventions of short films, but still has a powerful message underneath, which I found difficult to do. So I decided to just watch short films on YouTube, just to see how they are introducing their characters, their storyline, and anything else important to take note featured in their short film. Most of the short films I watched seem to have the same style overall with a basic narrative structure. This was definitely something that I wanted to challenge and change to have an impact on my target audience. This is why I then went on and created a questionnaire, asking about my short film. Questionnaires are used to gather information about a target audience and to help understand their opinions. I asked questions whether or not they enjoyed non-linear narratives, and came back with a positive response, which allowed me to narrow my ideas down and start brainstorming my storyline. Now, with a 5-minute time frame, this seems like a long time, but when conforming to the conventions of a short film, which is typically 5 minutes long, I found it very hard to come up with an idea that lasted around 5 minutes and still subverted away from the convention of a typical short film. I finally came up with an idea that took inspiration from when I was walking through town and saw this man drop some money. The person behind it then picked it up and gave it to him. I thought that this would be a good example to follow and did some research to see if I could find any other examples like this, and luckily I couldn't. So I found this as a baseline idea and started to improve it from there, and then the idea of the same day but two different choices came into mind, and that's also where my title came from. This conforms to short film conventions, as my title is a short word and has something to do with a short film. Whilst I researched into my film review, I needed to conform to the convention of a film review from Empire to make it look as professional as possible. This also allows my audience to easily understand the effect I'm going for in the review, and my target audience will know straight away whether or not they will be interested in this. The reasons why I did this and did not challenge any media products was the fact that this was in our coursework brief, and this is what was asked of us to do. For my film poster, it is also really hard to challenge any other existing media products. This is because short films don't usually have film posters, and so we had to base our ideas off mainstream posters, which was difficult to do.